services provided by government. In that, first of all, we'll complete all the big entries and then we'll come to the small entries. Okay, in this, one of the big entry was this sixth one. Okay, now as I earlier said, we are referring what? We are reading exemption notification. Now in exemption notification, if something is mentioned, so what is the exemption notification number? Notification number 12 bar 2017 is the notification number. Okay, notification number 12 bar 2017. This is the notification number. Okay, now if something, any services is included in exemption notification, it means that it is exempted. If any service is included in exemption notification, it means that it is exempted. Okay, now if any service is excluded from exemption notification, it is taxable. No, if any service is excluded from exemption notification, it is taxable. Now if you refer entry number 6, services by the central government, state government, union territory, local authority. Services provided by central government, state government, union territory, local authority will provide us some services. No, okay, services will be provided by these central government, state government, local authority, not only to individuals, they will provide services to business entities also. Okay, now these services are exempted, they are saying. Okay, these services are exempted. Services provided by central government, state government, union territory, local authority are exempted, excluding the following. Now in exemption entry they are giving exclusions. In exemption entry they are giving exclusion. If something is included in exemption entry, it is exempted. If something is excluded from exemption entry, means it is taxable. Now can I write it like this? Like exemption entry or exemption notification, if something is included in exemption notification and something is excluded from exemption notification. Okay, if something, I will write here in exemption entry, if something is included, it is what? Exempted. In exemption entry, if something is excluded, then it is taxable, right? Can I say like this? Now if you refer the entry number 6, what they are saying, services by the central government, state government, union territory or local authority are exempted, excluding the following. What following? A point, B point, C point and D point. Now these 4 points, we are reading what? We are reading exemption entry. If something is included in exemption entry, it is exempted. But in that entry, they are again excluding something. In exemption entry, again they are excluding something. It means they are saying that any services provided by central government, state government, union territory, local authority are exempted, but the following four are taxable. Why they are taxable? Because they are excluded from the exemption entry. Okay, now how I am saying that they are excluded from the exemption entry? Excluding the following services. Have you understood? Okay. Now let us read the services. First one, services by the Department of Post and the Ministry of Railways. Department of Post means Postal Department and Ministry of Railways. Next one, services in relation to an aircraft or a vessel. Services in relation to an aircraft or a vessel inside or outside the precincts of a port or an airport. Next one, transportation of goods or passengers. And the next one, any services other than the services covered under A to C. What are the any services covered under A to C? Apart from these three, okay, if any services are there, okay, they are taxable if it is provided to business entities. Okay, now tell me one thing quickly. These 3 entries, A point, B point and C point, have you seen anywhere? In GST? Where you have seen these 3? Very good, RCM. Okay, when we have discussed charge chapter, there we have seen these 3. There also. Now tell me one thing, that as per RCM notification, okay, services provided by government are getting covered under RCM or not? Now, if you remember whatever the RCM related discussion that we have done in the class, okay, services provided by government are getting covered under RCM, but they have excluded some services. That exclusions are nothing but these services only. Okay, now these three services were excluded in RCM entry. Excluded in RCM entry means getting covered under forward charge. If something is included in exemption entry, it is exempted. If something is excluded from exemption entry, then it is taxable. Similarly, if something is included in RCM entry, it is getting covered under RCM. Okay, now if something is excluded means it is getting covered under FCM. Now these three things were excluded in RCM notification. Thereby, these three are getting covered under FCM. Okay, forward charge mechanism. Okay, now this entire discussion I will write it as a summary. Just have a look. Okay, now look here. Services provided by central government, state government, union territory and local authority. That is what they have given now. Okay, now these services I will do a broad classification. Now if you observe here in the entry, see these 4 services are there, no? A, B, C and D points. These 4 services like Department of Post, Ministry of Railways, aircraft or vessel, transportation of goods or services. Okay, these services I will call it as specified services. Now come here, services provided by central government, state government, union territory and local authority. If that services are specified services. Now, other than these specified services also government will provide many other services, no? So I will write here other than specified services. Okay, now if it is a specified service, taxable or exempted? Taxable. Why it is taxable? Have a look. Why it is taxable? Because we are referring exemption entry. In that exemption entry, it was excluded from exemption entry. Thereby it is taxable. So all these services means Department of Post and Ministry of Railways, transportation of goods and passengers, aircraft and vessel related services. These 3 services I am calling it as specified services. Okay, now so I have classified it as specified services. Now tell me specified services are excluded from the exemption notification. As they were excluded from the exemption notification, can I write here as taxable? Yes, no? Now I will write here taxable. Even though provided by central government, state government, union territory and local authority. These are specified services are taxable. Now taxable under FCM or RCM? You have to link exemptions and RCM. It is taxable under FCM. Why? Because if you go and refer RCM notification, in RCM notification that said that services provided by government is getting covered under RCM, excluding some services. Excluding some services are the same the specified services. Okay, now clear? Now other than specified services. Now coming to other than specified services. Now again we have to go back to the entry and read that exemption entry once. Okay. Look here, we have to focus more now on the D point. Okay, we have to focus more now on the D point. Now if you observe the D point, what it was saying, any service other than the services covered under A to C. Now A to C are some 3 kinds of services which governments will provide here. Other than this, many other services government will provide. Now that 3 services what we are calling it as specified service. Any service other than the specified service. I will write this sentence like this. Any service other than specified services. Okay, now can I rewrite this sentence like this? Okay, any service other than the specified service. What they are saying now, this D point is taxable or exempted. D point is getting excluded from the exemption entry. If something is getting excluded from the exemption entry, it is taxable. Now D point, whatever they are saying in D point, it is taxable, right? Now any service other than the specified service, okay, will be taxable if provided to business entities. If provided to business entities. Now tell me, we have also discussed the definition of business entity in our RCM class itself. Now tell me, what is the definition of business entity? Business entity definition, you are not reading on regular basis, huh? No, business entity definition, any person involved in the activity of business is called a business entity. Okay, now, okay. Now look here. Now tell me one point. D point, you clarify me. Any service other than specified service, any service other than specified service is taxable if provided to business entity only. If provided to business entity. If they provided to other than business entity, other than business entity means individuals like you and me. Government had provided services to individuals like you and me. Is it? Now tell me, now what is excluded from the exemption entry? Any services other than specified services provided to a business entity is excluded. Means it is taxable. Now any service other than specified service provided to other than business entities, that is individuals, is it excluded? Is it excluded? No, it is not excluded. Services, any service other than specified service provided to other than business entities, or I can say that provided to individuals. Is that excluded? No, it was not excluded. If it is not excluded, then it is exempted. Now look here. So the same thing we will write here. Other than specified services, okay, other than specified services, if provided to whom you are providing, you have to see. Providing to business entity, if provided to business entity or other than business entity, other than business entities means individuals. Okay, I am writing as individuals. This will be what? This will be exempt. Now provided to business entity, it is taxable or exempted. As of now, we have to consider it as taxable. Based on the entry, whatever we have read, based on this entry number 6, this is the summary. Services provided by central government, state government, union territory and local authority. Okay, if that service is a specified service, then it is what? Taxable. If that is other than specified service, okay, you have to look to whom they are providing that services. If they are providing to business entity, whether they are providing to other than business entity. In that exemption entry exclusion, what was excluded? Services provided to business entity was excluded. Now services provided to business entity was excluded from the exemption notification, means that it is taxable. Other than business entity, it was not excluded. Now always remember, this entry 6 was a wider scope. It is having a wider scope. If something is excluded from it, then it is taxable. Otherwise, it will be exempted only. Now service other than specified services provided to other than business entities, that is to individuals, they have not excluded. Thereby it is included. Included means what? Exempted. Clear up to here? Okay na? So this is the summary. Now quickly I will write here what are the specified services, just for your clarification. Now specified services, what are the specified services? First one, okay, Department of Post and Ministry of Railways. Services provided by Department of Post and Ministry of Railways. Next one, transportation of goods and passengers. Next one, last one, services in relation to aircraft or vessel. Services in relation to aircraft or vessel. So these are called as what? Specified services. You have to remember the specified services. Why? Because in coming entries also, this specified services entry related discussion is there for us. Okay now, up to here clear? Entry number 6, is it clear? Is it clear? Entry number 6. Sorry. So we have covered this entry number 6. Okay. Now we'll proceed to entry number 7. Entry number 7. Okay. Now, if you remember, while I am explaining this point, I said that as of now it is taxable. As of now it is taxable. Whether it is taxable or not, you will come to a complete clarity. Whether this is completely taxable or not after reading entry number 7. Okay, very, very important, and they have you will get a complete clarity if you follow this lecture properly. Okay, look here. Services, okay, services provided by the central government, state government, union territory or local authority to a business entity, with an aggregate turnover, okay, with an aggregate turnover of up to such amount in the preceding financial year as makes it eligible for exemption, Now I will explain this entry separately. Come here. Okay, now if you remember our discussion, I said you about threshold limit for exemption. No, threshold limit for exemption. TL for exemption. Now threshold limit for exemption for services generally it is 20 lakhs. Now if my turnover is below 20 lakhs or my turnover is up to 20 lakhs, okay, now tell me, am I mandatorily liable to take registration? If my turnover is up to 20 lakhs, am I mandatorily liable to take registration? No. If it is above 20 lakhs, then it is mandatory for me to take registration if I am providing services or both goods and services. Okay, now what they are saying here was services provided by the central government, state government, union territory or local authority to a business entity. See, mind it, what we are reading? We are reading an exemption entry. If something is included in exemption entry, it was exempted, no? Okay, now what they are saying? Services provided by central government, state government, union territory, local authority, okay, to a business entity, and their aggregate turnover, okay, in the preceding financial year, is it makes it eligible for exemption. It means they are indirectly saying that their turnover is below 20 lakhs. Okay, now we have to consolidate entry number 6 and entry number 7. Okay, now what if I consolidate entry number 6 and entry number 7 and read? Now if you observe here what I have said, other than specified services, if provided to business entity, it is taxable. Okay, now is it completely correct? No, this we have to alter. Now what alteration we have to do here? Business entity, again I have to check two elements. Business entity, I have to again classify it into two categories. Business entity, again two classification. Business entity turnover more than threshold limit. Okay, business entity turnover below threshold limit. If the business entity turnover is below threshold limit, then what is the scenario? Is it taxable or exempted? Exempted. As per entry number 7, it is exempted. Okay, so once again if you read here, what they are saying, services, this is what? Exemption entry. Services provided by central government, state government, okay, to a business entity, and that business entity aggregate turnover in the preceding financial year is eligible for exemption. If the business entity turnover is eligible for exemption, then other than specified services provided to that business entity are also exempted. Okay, that's what we are writing here. Other than specified services provided to business entity, Now again that business entity, whether their turnover is below threshold or above threshold. If their turnover is below threshold, what is the scenario? Exempt. If the turnover is more than threshold, then what is the result? Taxable. Taxable. Clear? Up to here clear? This is consolidation. Reading of entry number 6 and entry number 7 of exemption notification. Okay, up to here clear? Now not yet done. Again in this also there can be some other classification. Now let us read the other entries also. Okay. Look at entry number 9. Services provided by central government, state government, union territory or a local authority where the consideration for services does not exceed 5,000. Consideration for such services does not exceed 5,000. Now what they are saying was services provided by central government, state government, union territory, local authority. Okay, whenever they are providing services, they will charge consideration or not. If that consideration does not exceed 5,000, then again it is exempted, they are saying. Okay, na? Okay, and also remember one important point what they have said was, however, nothing contained in this entry shall apply to services referred in item A, B and C of entry 6 above. It means what is A, B, C of entry 6 above? Specified services. Very good. Okay, A, B and C of entry number 6 is nothing but specified services. It means for specified services this 5,000 limit also not there. 1,000 also taxable only. Taxable under again FCM. Okay, na? Okay. Services provided by central government, state government, union territory or local authority where the consideration for services does not exceed rupees 5,000. Okay. Now let us update this in the flow chart also. Okay, that thing we are drawing now, there also we will update this. Now business entity turnover more than threshold limit, what we have wrote? Taxable we have wrote. But is it completely correct? No, it is not completely correct. We have to make some changes here. Okay, now what is the changes? If the consideration is exceeding 5,000, if the consideration is exceeding 5,000 or not exceeding 5,000, if it is exceeding 5,000, then it is what? Taxable. Is what? Taxable. If it is not exceeding 5,000, then it is exempt. Very good. Okay. Now this is the complete picture of entries. 1 second. Entries number 6, 7 and 9. 6, 7 and 9 put together if you read and if you draw a summary, this is how it will looks like. Okay, quickly we will have a recap. Okay, services provided by central government, state government, union territory and local authority. Okay, local authority. Okay, if it is a specified service, specified service are always taxable under RCMA, FCM, because in RCM notification also they are excluded. Okay, now next one, other than specified services. What is other than specified services? Anything other than these three are called as other than specified services. Now these other than specified services, again government, central government, state government, union territory, local authority, other than these specified services they can provide it to business entity or other than business entity also. If provided to business entity, other than business entity, if provided to other than business entity, okay, it is what? Exempted. Okay, why? Because in entry number 6 in exclusions law, what was excluded? Other services other than specified services provided to business entity only excluded. Thereby only others other than specified services provided to business entity only are taxable. Okay, other than business entity are exempted. Now other than specified services provided to business entity, again I have classified into two categories. Why? Because of entry number 7. Because of entry number 7. What entry number 7 is saying? Okay, you are providing other than specified services to business entity. Now again, taxability depends on whether the business entity turnover is below threshold limit or above threshold limit. If their business entity turnover, if the business entity turnover is more than threshold limit or below threshold limit, if it is below threshold limit, then it is exempted because of entry number 7. If it is more than threshold limit, if it is more than threshold limit, by reading up to reading entry number 7, what you can think, it is taxable. But after reading entry number 9, what it is saying? Again, okay, if the consideration is exceeding 5,000, then only it is taxable. Okay, na? So if consideration is not exceeding 5,000, then it is exempt. This is what? This is given by entry number 9. This is given by entry number 9. Clear? So this is what we are discussing in three entries called entry number 6, entry number 7 and entry number 9. Entry number 9. Okay, now another important point. So, and mind it, whatever the threshold limits. Look here, I forgot to explain this point. Look here, in entry number 7 there is one important point here. 2 points are there. What they are saying, it is hereby clarified that this entry shall not be applicable. Now what entry number 7 is saying? Entry number 7 is talking about threshold limit. No, if your turnover is more than threshold limit for registration, then only you are liable, they are saying. No, but that benefit of having turnover more than threshold is not applicable again for specified services and also not applicable for renting of immovable property. It means there is a business entity. That business entity turnover is below threshold. That business entity turnover is below TL, threshold limit. Okay. For that business entity had taken some services from Department of Post. Okay, it has taken some services from Department of Post. Now tell me, is this a taxable or not? It is taxable. Why? Because even though their turnover is below threshold, okay, this benefit of entry number 7 is not applicable for specified services. No, entry number 6 mein A, B and C are what? Specified services only. No, so for that this TL, threshold limit benefit, was not there. Okay, now tell me, taxable. Now again tell me, taxable under RCM or FCM? RCM or FCM? FCM, because these specified services were excluded in RCM entry. Something excluded in RCM entry, these three are waste. No one want them. RCM entry don't want them, exemption entry also don't want them. Everywhere they are excluded. Because of exclusion in exemption entry, they become taxable. Because of exclusion from RCM entry, they become FCM. So now it is taxable, you are saying, taxable under FCM. Only specified services. Okay, right? Not renting, only specified services. Clear? Now we'll discuss another small entry number 8. Okay, entry number 8. Now what entry number 8 is saying? Okay, services by the central government, state government, union territory, local authority to another central government, state government, union territory, local authority. What they are talking? Now what they are talking was, look here. Now we have central government, we have also state governments, and we also have what? Local authorities. Now what are the examples of local authorities? Municipality, panchayat. Now if you are in Hyderabad city, GHMC is the example of local authority. GHMC is the example of local authority. You know, now sometimes what can happen was, central government can provide services to state government, or state government can provide services to central government. Okay, CG providing services to SG providing services to CG. Sometimes what can happen was, one department of CG one department of central government may provide services to another department of central government also, no? Yes, sir. Now, Ministry of Finance, Union Ministry of Finance is providing services to Ministry of Defense, Union Ministry of Defense. That is one department of central government providing services to another department, or central government providing services to Telangana state government or Andhra Pradesh state government. Okay, Andhra Pradesh or Telangana state government providing services to central government, or one department of central government providing services to another department of central government. Okay, all of them are also excluded. All of them are also exempted. Okay, so how you are saying? Because of entry number 8, services provided by central government, state government, union territory or local authority to another central government, state government, okay, union territory or local authority. However, I said no, specified services are villain. See, here also they are there. However, nothing contained in this entry, I mean the above benefit will not be applicable to A, B and C of entry 6 above. Okay, na? Like if central government is providing postal services, central government is or I can say that central government is providing transportation of goods services. One of the department of central government is providing transportation of goods services to Telangana state government. Now tell me, is it exempted or taxable? Taxable. Generally it should be exempted. But why it is taxable? Because the service which they are providing was a specified service. Okay, now clear? This is also we have completed. Okay, 6, 7, 8, 9 we have completed. Okay, now we will discuss another interesting entry. Okay, 34A, very interesting. I will give you a very good practical example of 34A. Okay, look here. Services supplied by central government, state government, union territory to their undertakings or PSUs by way of guaranteeing the loans taken by such undertakings or PSUs from the banking company and financial institutions. This is also exempted, is what they are saying. Now what is this? Now what is meant by, I will take this with a practical example. In the last class we have discussed something about a company called TGSP DCL. Okay, now what is this TGSP DCL? Tell me, we have discussed or not? TG or TSSP, anything is fine. Have we discussed or not? What it is? So Telangana State Southern Power Distribution Company Limited. We call these kinds of companies as DISCOMs. Okay, now this TGSP DCL, is it a PSU or not? PSU means public sector undertaking. Is it a PSU? Yes, it is a PSU. Okay, now I have already said to you in the last class, power, if you observe, there will be GENCOs. What they will do? They will produce the power. The power produced by GENCOs will be transferred by TRANSCOs. Okay, from TRANSCO it will come to DISCOMs. Now DISCOMs will distribute it to the houses, industries and all, whatever it may be. Now we will pay all our electricity bills to DISCOMs. This is how this structure in power sector. Now I have taken one DISCOM as an example. What is the DISCOM? TGSP DCL, Telangana State Southern Power Distribution Company Limited. Not Telangana Southern Power Distribution Company Limited. Okay, now TGSP DCL. Now this TGSP DCL, if you observe, okay, they want some loan. Now TGSP DCL had approached, for example, SBI. TGSP DCL had approached SBI for a loan. Now what can happen was, SBI rejected that loan. SBI had rejected, or not rejected, I won't use this word. Now tell me, before that, up to here clear now? TGSP DCL went to SBI for a loan. Let us assume a loan of some 3,000 crores. Big amount or not? Very big amount. Okay. Now SBI is not willing to give the loan without any guarantee. Why? Because this TGSPDCL, if you observe their financial performance, they are loss making companies. They are loss making. Why loss making? Because of several reasons. One is sometimes they may purchase power at a higher rate, but whenever they are selling that power, sometimes government should have to give subsidies. Okay, there will be some different kinds of losses. Okay, due to various reasons, these discoms are facing losses. Now, will bank interested to give loans to loss making companies? No. Now, what SBI had said that SBI had said to TGSPDCL that I will give you loan provided if Telangana state government gives guarantee. Why? Because your financial performance is not good. I am not sure whether you will be able to repay it or not. So I want some guarantee. Now what Telangana government will do? Yes, Telangana state government came forward to provide guarantee to SBI on loan taken by TGSPDCL. Okay, na? Right? Up to here clear? Now, generally, whenever guarantee was provided, here in this example, who is providing that guarantee? Telangana state government is providing that guarantee. Now can I say that Telangana state government is providing guarantee service? Telangana state government is providing guarantee service. For that they may charge. See, some governments may not charge, but generally there is a concept called corporate guarantee. Now what is corporate guarantee? Corporate guarantee means sometimes same this kind of scenario only, holding company giving guarantee to a bank for a loan taken by subsidiary company. This is called what? Corporate guarantee. Now in corporate guarantee scenario, or whenever any person is providing guarantee to a bank, okay, on a loan taken by some other person, it will charge guarantee commission. Now Telangana state government also will charge guarantee commission. See, generally they will charge, but it is a government to government, no? A government PSU and government entity, no? A government PSU and state government, no? They may not charge. Even if they charge also, it is exempted. Why it is exempted? Because of this entry. Entry 34A. Because of this entry 34A, it was exempted. Now read this entry once again, you will get more clarity. Services supplied by state government, okay, to their undertakings or PSUs by way of guaranteeing the loans, taken by such PSUs from the banking companies and financial institutions. Here in my example, what had happened? Telangana state government, TG state government had provided guarantee to SBI for the loan taken by its PSU. Clear? Is it clear? Okay, very good. Next, we'll discuss another one, big entry. Okay, so before break we will complete this big entry so that small ones aramse we can close it after the break. This concept called ERCC. Okay, excess royalty collection contractor. Okay, let us discuss first the concept. ERCC. So what was the full form? Excess royalty collection contractor. Okay, now there will be many, like yesterday also we have discussed, mineral exploration and all will be done. For example, there are many mining companies. What these mining companies will do? They will explore minerals. Okay, whenever mineral exploration and all happening, okay, now see all these minerals and all, whose resource it was? Government resources. Now government resource one company wants to use, will government give it for free? No, government will not give it for free. Government will charge something. Generally in kind of mineral exploration and all, government will charge royalty. Government will charge royalty. Okay. Sorry, they will give lease period will be given. Okay na? So royalty. Recently there was one Supreme Court judgment stating that royalty is a consideration but not tax. Okay na? So anyway, that is not relevant for our discussion. Now look here, excuse me, excess royalty collection contractor. Before going into this concept detail, this exemption entry, first of all I will highlight you what is this excess royalty collection contractor and what he will do. Okay, so that you will understand the concept in a better way. Now take Telangana state government only as an example. You take Telangana state government only as an example. Okay, now Telangana state government, in Telangana also there are many natural resources. No, that natural resources and all, what Telangana state government will do? They will give licenses, okay, for exploration of that minerals. Now what the companies or entities who have taken that license, they will start paying royalty. No, they will start paying royalty based on the quantity of mineral they have explored. Based on the quantity of mineral they have explored, they will pay royalty, like per ton they will pay some amount as royalty. Okay na? Now it is whose responsibility? Now Telangana government is giving that. Telangana government has to ensure that no, everyone is paying royalty. Okay, say I gave, let us assume Telangana state government had given royalty license to 500 companies in the entire state here. In the entire state will be there. No, whether these 500 companies, based on the amount of mineral that they have explored, they have to pay royalty or not? Royalty to whom? They have to pay royalty to state government. Whether they are paying it properly or not, they will pay. But whether they are paying underpayment can happen. No, if underpayment is happening, it is a loss to government. No, okay, and also whether everyone paid or not, all these things government should have to take care. Whether everyone paid, if paid properly paid under, all these things government only should have to take care. It is an headache to government. Okay, so that is the reason why what governments will do now. See, Telangana state government, what it will save us? See, I gave licenses or leases for exploration of minerals to so many persons. Okay, I don't want all this headache. Okay, I want some person to whom I will assign this right of collection. Now you have to come and auction that right. An auction will be conducted. You have to bid your price and you have to win it. Okay, you have to quote a proper bid, and if your bid is the best bid, I will award you that right of collecting royalty from the business entities. I will give you that right. Okay, now let us assume bidding had happened. Okay, bidding had happened, and one person got it for 100 crores. Okay, one company got it for 100 crores. Now what this company will do? Let us assume ABC Limited company got this contract. Okay, or got this bid. Okay, now ABC Limited became the ERCC. Excess royalty collection contractor. It became the ERCC. Now ERCC, what is the job of ERCC? They have to collect royalty from all the companies. Now if you look here, I will put it in a pictorial way. ERCC is there, Telangana state government is there, and what was the other one? One mining company. Now if you observe, between Telangana state government and ERCC, Telangana state government had supplied one service to ERCC. What service they have supplied? granting the rights to collect royalty. Actually, who has that right to collect royalty? Telangana state government has the right, because they only had given that right to mining companies. No, they only will have a right to collect royalty. But due to operational difficulties and due to other reasons, they gave it to ERCC. Now, Telangana state government had supplied one service to ERCC. What is that service? Assignment of right. Assignment of right. Okay, na? In return to that, what ERCC will do? ERCC had paid some consideration of bulk lump sum amount they have paid, no? Generally, what they will do, na? Government will have some expected royalty revenue, no? 500 companies I gave, I am expecting some 90 crores revenue. Based on that 90 crores revenue, they will call for biddings. Now, this company gave 100 crore bidding and they won it. Now, they became ERCC. Okay, na? Now, what ERCC will do? ERCC will pay that 100 crores, no? ERCC will pay that 100 crores to state government, no? Because they have paid 100 crores, that is the reason why they become ERCC. Okay. Now, the point is, on this 100 crores, whether ERCC should pay GST or not. Here, service is provided by state government, no? State government providing services to one company, ERCC. Now, that ERCC had paid consideration, proper supply only. Yes or no? Now, on this 100 crores, whether GST has to be paid or not. Whether it is payable or whether it is exempted. This is the question. Let us assume for our convenience purpose and for explanation purpose, let us assume the GST amount on this 100 crores was 10 crores. Okay, GST amount on this 100 crores was 10 crores. Now, what mining company will do generally? Mining company now, based on the mineral that they have explored, they have to pay royalty, no? That royalty they will pay to whom now? They will pay to ERCC, no? They will pay to ERCC, no? Okay, let us assume they have paid, okay, that royalty, and that royalty GST. On that royalty they will pay what? They have to pay GST. Royalty they will pay to ERCC only. But GST they have to pay, no? Let us assume the GST amount was 8 crores. Let us assume the GST. I will take two scenarios. To give you more clarity, I will take two scenarios. Scenario 1. Okay, scenario 1 is what? GST on royalty was 8 crores. GST on royalty was 8 crores. Now, this 8 crores revenue will go to government. Yes or no? Okay, na? Another scenario I will take, scenario 2. So, the GST on royalty was, it came down to 12 crore. Have you understood up to here? I am taking two scenarios here, scenario 1 and scenario 2. Okay, in scenario 1, GST on royalty was 8 crores and in scenario 2, GST amount on royalty was 12 crores. Now, what they are trying to say was, they are linking whether this is exempted or not. They are saying depending upon how much GST mining company is paying. Okay, now we'll crack it down. First one, scenario 1. What is the GST amount that I am paying? 8 crores. Okay, na? What is the GST amount? Ideally ERCC should pay 10 crores. 10 crores minus 8 crore. 10 crore minus 8 crores. 2 crores GST has to be paid by. By ERCC. This is in case of scenario 1. Now come to scenario 2. In scenario 2, what is the GST amount that mining company is paying to government? 12 crores. 12 crore minus 10 crore. Now here, but I put it in a opposite way. Now, what is the revenue government had received? 12 crore. 12 crore government revenue was received by government. But what ERCC is liable to pay? 10 crores. Now, what they are saying was, if the GST amount which mining company is liable to be paid, if it is more than the if it is more than the amount which ERCC is liable to pay, then the entire GST amount, which ERCC is liable to pay is exempted. In the above scenario, 2 crores he has to pay. Why? Because 10 crores he has to actually pay. 10 crores he has to actually pay. Mining company had paid only 8 crores. The deficit 2 crores ERCC has to pay. Now here 10 crores anyway he has to pay. But mining company paid how much? 12 crore. Extra mining company had paid now. Thereby my entire 10 crores is exempted. Understood? Now we will read the theory part given in your study material. You will get more clarity. Okay. Look here. Services supplied by a state government. Services supplied by a state government to excess royalty collection contractor. Excess royalty collection contractor by way of assigning the right to collect royalty. Assigning the right to collect royalty on behalf of the state government. Now, this is the important wordings for understanding this entry properly. What they are saying, however, see, first they have said that services supplied by state government to ERCC is exempted. However means it is like a kind of condition. However, at the end of the contract period, ERCC shall submit an account to the state government. ERCC will submit a statement to the state government and certify that the amount of GST deposited by mining leaseholders on royalty is more than the GST exempted on the services provided. Now perfect example is second scenario. What is the GST amount that the mining leaseholders had paid? 12 crores. What I am supposed to pay? 10 crores. 10 crores we will give exemption if mining companies are paying more than 10 crores. Able to understand? Once again I will read it. I will read the sentence. Listen carefully. Certify that amount of GST deposited by mining leaseholders on royalty is more than the GST exempted on the services provided by state government. Then only exemption will be given. Now if I am paying 12 crore, if the mining company is paying 12 crore, then it is more than 10 crores. No, it is more than 10 crores. Thereby the entire 10 crores will be exempted. Now look here, where such amount of GST paid by mining leaseholders is less than the amount of GST exempted, the exemption shall be restricted to such amount as is equal to the amount of GST paid by the mining leaseholders. Now see, what they are doing was, to be more precise, what they are saying was, whatever the services state government is giving to you, what services state government is providing to you, assigning that right. That assigning right, GST is completely exempted. It is exempted only, they are saying. But what they are saying was that exemption is restricted. That exemption is restricted. Or I can say that exemption is dependent. That exemption is depend on how much royalty or how much GST the mining leaseholder is paying. See, to ERCC, how much exemption I gave? To ERCC, state government gave 10 crore exemption. No, 10 crore exemption. This 10 crore exemption will be an exemption completely if mining leaseholder pays GST on royalty, GST on royalty more than 10 crores, more than 10 crores, more than 10 crores. Now in our scenario 2, they have paid how much? 12 crores. Thereby, this entire 10 crore exemption will be an exemption only. There will not be any change. Now, in another scenario, what had happened? Mining leaseholder had paid, GST how much? How much? 8 crores. Okay, now what was the exemption I have given? 10 crores only. Sorry, 10 crores exemption I have given. They have paid 8 crores. 2 crore shortfall is there now. The 2 crore I will recover from you. Or simply I will say that this exemption now will be restricted to, this exemption will be restricted to 8 crores. This exemption will be restricted to 8 crores. This is what they are saying. Just look, have a look here. Point. Okay, this sentence is very important. Amount of GST paid by mining leaseholder, amount of GST paid by mining leaseholder, amount of GST paid by mining leaseholder is less than the amount of GST exempted, is less than the amount of GST exempted. Look here, in that scenario, what was the GST exempted? 10 crore. 10 crore is the GST exempted. How much they have paid? Mining leaseholder had paid how much? 8 crore. Now, amount of GST paid by mining leaseholder is less than the amount of GST exempted. No, paid by mining leaseholder is this much, 8 crore paid by mining leaseholder. Ten crore was exempted. 10 crore was exempted. Now this exemption amount or the amount paid by mining leaseholder is lesser than the exemption. No, thereby the ERCC exemption is restricted to 8 crores. Okay, na? The exemption shall be restricted to such amount as it equal to the amount of GST paid by the mining leaseholder. Perfect. Okay, clear? Is it clear for everyone? ERCC also we have completed. Okay, now we'll do one thing, we'll take a short break now and we'll continue the remaining aspects after the break. Okay, right. Thank you.